So in this video, I'm going to show you how to take one of these shells, you just find it on the beach, and make it look really, really pretty. Jewelry dish, you can plop anything you want in there, put it in the bathroom, put it on your dresser, make your jewelry look nice. So these are the items that you're going to need to make this project. You're going to need seashells that you get from the beach. Doesn't matter what they look like on the bottom, we're going to fix that. You need some brushes, one sponge brush and one paintbrush. Doesn't matter what size you use, that's the one I use, but doesn't matter, whatever you have around the house. Fabric, any kind of fabric you like. Doesn't matter which ones, just as long as you like it. That's what's going to go inside the shell. Ah, the famous Mod Podge. I just like saying it. It's a really cool word. Gonna need that. Doesn't matter. This is a matte finish. I think it comes in gloss and all sorts of other finishes. Doesn't really matter. White paint. I use enamel. You can use whatever you want. You can use acrylic. You can use latex. Whatever you have around the house. White paint. And then these containers, they're great. I think wonton soup used to be in there a long time ago. But if you're going to the grocery store and you hit up the deli section and they get potato salad and all those other types of stuff, you know, just wash the container out and save it for later so you can use it in one of these kind of projects. So yep, that's what you're going to need. Okay, first things first. Your seashells, as soon as you get them from the beach, no matter what, they're gonna smell. They're gonna smell like low tide. There used to be bits of clam in there. Seagulls have taken these and pried them apart. They're gonna smell. So this is when your cute container comes in handy. You're gonna fill this up with water and bleach. Not a lot of bleach, maybe like a couple capfuls. And you're gonna let your clams soak. You're gonna put them right in there. They're gonna soak overnight. Just to get rid of that smell, because you don't want something smelly sitting on your dresser or in the bathroom. Not good. Ugh. What a difference that makes. I can smell them, they don't gross me out, they're clean, and you can throw anything you want in them. Now here's the problem. They've been in water a long, long time, so they've got little well watermarks on them. No idea, rust, all that crap. So you gotta make it look pretty. So you're gonna use your paint and a paintbrush. This isn't rocket science. And you're just gonna paint the outside of the shell. Just like that. And you're gonna get a nice thin layer, not a thick layer, a thin layer, just to cover all of that gross stuff. And you want it to be a nice, pretty white. And that's got to dry. So I'm going to put it on a newspaper. Doesn't really have to go on anything. Put it on my craft table. I got enough stains on there as it is. And let it dry. Doesn't take very long, maybe like an hour or so. Good news! It's dry. So now I can put the fabric on the inside. So this is the fabric that I'm going to use. Really, really pretty. It's birds. Market birds, I think that's what it's called. Birds in all colors and sizes. And they're all facing in the same direction. So this is the tricky part. And this is the part you got to pay attention to. Because you want to make sure your fabric's going in the right direction. You don't want it upside down. If it comes out upside down, it ain't going to look right. None at all. So here's my fabric. I've got it right side up. And what I want to do is go and use the back side of it. I've got it all flat. You can kind of see the design poking through a little bit, but you want to use that side, and then you take your shell and you're going to sit here and you're going to line the shell up in that direction. Just like that. And then what you want to do is you want to get a pen and you're going to trace all around it. You're just going to hold this flat and you're going to trace all around the seashell. So here's where I'm at so far. I sat here and I took my scissors and I've cut inside the line. That's how much space I'm leaving, and I'm cutting inside the line, and I'm going to go all the way around with the scissors all along the traced line of the shell that I did. Woohoo! I'm all done. Now see? I'm just going to take it out. That's what your piece of fabric is going to look like. All the birds are pointing in the right direction. I cut it a little smaller than the traced line that I drew. That's where it kind of was. But that's what your piece of fabric should look like. I'm going to flip it over. Now here's the fun part. You're going to take your shell and you're going to take your fabric, and it should fit pretty snug. Now you got to make sure it stays and that it's not going to come out of the shell. So this is when you use Mod Podge. Mod Podge. I just like saying it. It's such a cool word. Doesn't matter what kind of Mod Podge you have, just whatever. You can get at the store. And sponge brush. You're going to sit here. You're going to just dab right in there. And you're going to just coat. I don't do it very neat. I just kind of smack it in there. Slap it on. Just kind of put it on the inside. That way the fabric sticks to the shell. And you sit there and you position it in. You got to make sure you smooth out all the wrinkles. See? All the wrinkles. Go over it with your finger a few times. Just like that. Alright. Now you're going to sit here and you're going to put a coat of Mod Podge right on top of it. I want this fabric to stay in this seashell forever. I don't want it coming out. I want it in there for good. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to brush the Mod Podge right over the fabric. And I'm going to coat it really good. I'm going to make sure every inch, every little spot has Mod Podge on it. Even the edges. And it's okay to get it on the shell. Right like that. And now I'm going to let it dry. This, I don't know, takes about a couple hours to dry. Just to get a nice clean coat on the shell. So, I'm going to let that dry. Guess what? It's been a couple hours and my shell is done. This is how it came out. Really pretty. Something you'd find at Anthropology, you know, one of those kind of stores. They make a great gift. You can put jewelry. I've got my beach sand earrings that I'm going to put in there. Beach sand ring, matching set. And what you can do is just wrap it up in cellophane and gift it to somebody that loves the ocean, loves the beach, loves nautical things. It's great. And it's not that hard to do. Now, if you don't want to spend the time and make the clamshell jewelry dish, you can buy them on my website. The address, it's www.shoresidechic.com. And I've got a whole bunch of shells, I use a whole bunch of fabrics, and I do custom orders. So if there's a fabric that you really like, just mail it to me and I can put it inside a shell for you. I like doing that kind of stuff. But thanks for watching. Email me if you have any questions, and stay tuned for the next video. Take care. Bye.